I thought that Jason only had eyes for me. I never in a million years thought that he would be stolen away from me by someone who I thought was my friend. Portia, what on earth are you talking about right now? And don't you try and play dumb with me. I know it was you, you terrible, awful woman. This is all your fault. You're the one that stole my man away from me, and I hate you for it. Portia, I literally have no idea at all what you're talking about right now. You're just being ridiculous. How can you say that when Jason said that he was going to be marrying you? I thought that him and I were going to end up married. How did this happen? How could he just leave me like this? You know what he did? He showed up at my work all of a sudden and he told me that he found someone else and that he was going to marry this other girl. And I know for a fact that you are that other girl, aren't you, Tammy? Portia, please, you really need to calm down. I'm trying to tell you that I have no idea what you're talking about. But I know for a fact that I certainly didn't steal your fiancé. I mean, you do know that I'm going to be married to my own fiancé, don't you? But you really just mean that you're going to be marrying Jason and not me, right? Do you really think you're going to fool me right now? I know that it was you who Jason left me to be with. I am telling you that I don't know who it is, but it isn't me. Please, can't we just calm down and try to talk about this rationally? I mean, I didn't even know that you were engaged to begin with. This is the first time that I'm hearing about this at all. Well, of course you hadn't heard of this. That's because I was hiding my relationship with him from everyone. I knew that he was too handsome and that if people found out that we were together, that there would be trouble. Wow, is this Jason guy really that good looking? He might as well be a model. Not only that, but he's also really smart. Basically, he's the whole package all in one. So I knew that if I were ever to introduce him to my friends, that they would get jealous and try to steal him from me. That's why I made sure that nobody knew that we were dating at all. So I want to know just how you found out, huh? But I didn't even find out. For the last time, I had no idea that you were even engaged. But I do feel really sorry for you that you were, and for some reason he felt like it was appropriate to leave you like that. But at the end of the day, that is business between you and him, and I really don't think I should be a part of it. And since I don't even know what he looks like, I don't understand how I could have plotted to steal him from you. Do you really expect me to believe that? I'm sure that you were always keeping an eye on me, just waiting to see what kind of man I'd get with so that you could steal him from me. And here I thought that you actually wanted to be my friend, but now you're running around town with my fiancé. Portia, are you even reading any of what I'm trying to tell you right now? I mean, I had no idea that you and my Jason worked at the same place, but now I see that you were just using your job to get close to him. Well, just know that I am never ever going to forgive you for what you've done to me. Hold on a second. You mean Jason from sales is your fiancé? Does that mean that you're telling me you're engaged to Jason Miller? That's right, or I guess I was engaged to him, but now you've gone and stolen him from me. I thought that he and I were going to have a future together. Well, I guess I do see why you would want to hide a guy like Jason from others. He's tall, handsome, funny, and he really is a smart guy too. I think he's a really popular guy just around the office. You see, I was right. You finally come out and admit it. I know that it was you. You ruined our perfect relationship. You know, he and I never even got in a fight. I guess I was wrong for thinking that I could ever count on you as a friend. Portia, you are completely taking what I'm saying out of context. I had no idea that I was working at the same place as your fiancé. But I really want you to know that I had no intentions with Jason at all. I mean, I'm literally engaged myself. You don't know what you're talking about at all. You're not the one who was left by your fiancé for another woman. I just can't believe that it happened so suddenly. I just don't even know what to think. It isn't fair. But the worst part is how you're still lying to me about this when I saw you two having lunch together on a date with my own eyes. You two looked like you were just having so much fun talking with each other, you know that? Are you sure that we weren't just having lunch together, like two normal people might? I mean, our departments are working on a project together, so we do see each other around the office quite a bit. And I don't really think it's all that weird that we would be eating lunch together. I can't believe that you're really going to stick with this lie, even though I caught you red-handed. You're really going to just double down and keep trying to trick me? Why even bother trying to trick me when I know the truth? You know that you aren't going to fool me, right? I know that it's you. I never ever should have trusted you. I should have known that you were trouble from the very start. Please, Portia, why don't you trust what I'm trying to tell you? Why don't I trust you? How about because I thought that you were my friend and now you've gone and betrayed me? I am never ever going to forget this, or you. Just know that from here on out, you're on my list. And I am not going to let you get away with this plot to marry my fiancé. Hey, Jason, are you there? I'm really sorry to be bothering you on your day off. And I'm even more sorry, but do you think that I could ask you a kind of private question?
Oh, hey Tammy, how's it going? Yeah, I guess you can ask me about my private life, if that's what you mean.
Great, because the thing is that I heard you were engaged to be married, but I also heard that you've recently changed your fiancé.
Oh, wait, what? Sorry, I'm not following you. What exactly do you mean that I've changed my fiancé?
I just mean that you were engaged to marry one woman, but then you broke up with her and now you're engaged to marry someone else?
Tammy, I'm really sorry, but I've got no idea what you're talking about. Besides, I'm not the kind of guy to be bouncing around from fiancé to fiancé like that. The woman I'm engaged to right now is the same girlfriend that I've had since I was in college.
I see. Well, that's really good to hear. To be honest, I knew there was no way that you would do something like that.
Well, I'm glad you weren't actually accusing me of doing that, but then why did you even ask me out in the first place? Because this is a really weird topic for you to be bringing up to me, if I'm being honest. I thought we had more trust in each other after all the work we've been doing together.
You're right. I'm sorry, Jason. It isn't that I don't trust you or anything like that. The truth is that I actually was getting some strange messages from an old friend who was claiming to be dating you.
You talked to someone who said that we were dating?
Well, she said that you two were going out, but that you dumped her suddenly, and this is after you two were supposed to have gotten engaged. Anyways, this friend was telling me all about it because she was accusing me of stealing you away from her. This friend of mine thinks that you left her for me and that now you and I are going to get married.
Hold on a second, are you serious about that? That's crazy. Who's this friend? How long have you known her?
Well, it's this woman named Portia, and we've actually known each other since we were both in middle school.
Wait a second, you know Portia? Tommy, I don't know what to tell you, but Portia and I were never together. In fact, she's more like a stalker to me than anything else. She's actually been responsible for so many problems in my life.
Hold on a second, you're telling me that Portia has been stalking you?
That's exactly what I'm saying. There's this cafe that I really like going to, and Portia is actually a barista there. I would always go to this cafe and her and I would exchange a few words now and then, but I guess she was falling in love with me that whole time. And even though I had no idea this was happening, in her head we must have started going out with each other.
Are you serious? That's just crazy.
Well, it happens more often than you think. I mean, I'm not blind. I know that a lot of people around the office think I'm handsome and stuff. And this isn't the first time I've been liked by someone without really liking them back. This is the first time that someone's ever taken it this far with me. And now things have just gotten so bad that I just don't know how to respond.
But then how in the world did Portia manage to think that you and her were dating?
That's what I want to know, because I've only ever tried to be polite to her, but I was never flirting with her. And we certainly never said a word to each other about our love lives or anything like that. But I guess she just had it in her head that we were dating. Even so, I still have no clue about where the talk of marriage is coming from.
Jason, I am so sorry that she's been giving you so much trouble. I really had no idea that any of this was going on.
Well, it has been, and it's honestly been driving me crazy, but the fact of the matter is I'm already engaged. At this point, I don't want anything to do with Portia at all. I've even been avoiding going to that cafe.
I see, but she seems to think that I've stolen you away from her. She told me that you showed up to the cafe one day and told her that you were engaged to marry someone else. And for some reason, she seemed to think it was me.
That's true. I did go in there one day just to try and make things clear with her, but I guess she took it the complete wrong way.
I really am so sorry you've been having to deal with all of this, but Portia's kind of been like this ever since we were both young. She would always fall head over heels for some boy and announce that they were dating when they hadn't hardly even talked.
Well, it sounds to me like that little habit of hers has only gotten worse over the years then. How did those boys you went to school with handle her? Because I guess Portia still seems to think that we're together.
Well, a lot of what they did was just ignore her and try to avoid her. Basically, their plan would be to wait until she found someone new to obsess over.
I see. So basically you think it might be possible to just wait this out and see if she loses interest in me? I guess I can try on that. See if it works.
Sure thing, and I guess I can try to talk to her about this again and see if I can't convince her about my intentions. I really can't believe that you're doing this to me, you know that? I can't believe that not only did you steal my fiancé away from me, but that now you two are actually going to be getting married. But just know that I am not going to let you get away with this. I am going to ruin your marriage. And then you both will know the cost of doing what you did to me. Portia, I was wondering when I was going to hear from you again. I tried reaching out to you after you first started messaging me about this, but you never responded to my messages. But what I wanted to tell you was that you and Jason are not and have never been dating. What are you talking about? How dare you say something like that to me? No, it's true. I talked to Jason all about this. He told me that he was nothing but a regular customer at the cafe where you work. I guess he was nice to you in your interactions, and that's why you thought he was flirting with you. But you took things way too far when you thought that it meant the two of you were dating, to say nothing about being engaged. This proves that you have no idea what you're talking about. Of course the two of us are dating. How dare you come to me with this drivel? Did you think this was going to work? Or do you just not care at all about what you say anymore since you two are about to get married today? Get married today? What are you talking about this time, Portia? Oh, please, don't try and fool me. I already told you that I wasn't going to let you get away with getting married. That's why I'm going to show up to your wedding in my own wedding dress and completely steal the show from you. Then I am going to steal back my man in front of your very eyes, and we are going to use what was supposed to be your wedding as our own. And then everyone there is going to know all about how you tried to steal my fiancé away from me. Now, hold on just 1 second. Are you telling me that you're at Jason's wedding right now? Of course I am, although I don't know why you said Jason's when it's both of yours. Portia, I am being really serious right now. You have got to get out of there. Something really bad could happen if you interrupt their wedding dressed like that. You really think that you can scare me off like that? It isn't going to work. I can't believe that you think you can boss me around after what you've done to me. You're a terrible friend, and I have no reason to listen to you. The only reason I'm here today is all just to steal Jason back from you. This is how I get my revenge on a fake friend like you. You are really taking this whole thing way too far, Portia. Sounds to me like you're finally starting to get how serious I am about this. Too bad it's way too late for you now. Well, if you must know, I had my wedding yesterday. Wait, what? What do you mean by that? I mean that if you were hoping to ruin my wedding, you're too late. I got married yesterday. What in the world are you talking about? I know for a fact that you're getting married today. I heard all about it. I know that you and Jason are going to be getting married today. I see what's going on here now. Jason is getting married today to his fiancé. I got married to my husband now yesterday. Get it? But, wait. I don't understand. So you're telling me that you and Jason broke up then? Portia, for the millionth time, Jason and I are not and never were dating each other. I'm just his coworker, and that is it. I talked to Jason about this, and he told me he's with the same girl he's been with since college. And that's the woman that he's marrying today. But that can't be right. I mean, I saw you two having lunch together and laughing and smiling. How can you try and tell me that you're just coworkers? Because that's all we are, and we got along well together. Do you really not ever enjoy talking with your coworkers? Besides, I remember the day you must be talking about, and the reason we were so happy is because we were both talking about our wedding plans. You mean that's what was going on? That's right. We were laughing because I was going for a really small wedding and Jason said he was trying to go all out for his. So then, you're telling me that I've got this whole thing wrong? You two were never dating in the first place? That is what I've been trying to tell you this whole time, Portia. It was all in your head. But that's not it. That also meant that Jason and I were never really a thing. I thought that he really loved me. And just what made you think that in the first place? Well, he would always come in whenever I was working there, and he would always tell me thanks for the coffee. But why would he be coming to my cafe if he didn't love me? So you mean that he never even said once that he loved you or anything like that? I already knew what was going on just by the energy he was giving out. It was written all over his face. You really think that? Of course. And there was this time I gave him a cookie for free. He looked so happy, and then when he got up to leave, he said it was great and thanked me for it. But I was the one that baked those cookies in the morning, so that means he likes my cooking. What do you call that then, huh? That was when I figured we were engaged. It was his way of asking me to cook for him forever. Wow, I just don't even know what to say about that. The sheer mental gymnastics required to go from a cookie to engagement, it's almost impressive. But I guess that means that I was wrong about you. Now I realize it was another girl he was with this whole time, which is why I'm still going to go through with my plan. You mean that you're really going to try and sabotage Jason's wedding? I really don't think you should do that. You're really going to regret it if you do. Tammy, what the heck? Did you know that Jason's parents owned their own real estate company? I had no idea that his parents were that rich. Wait a second, you mean you didn't even know that about your so-called fiancé? And to think you thought you two were engaged. But you don't understand. When I tried to barge into his wedding, I was basically caught right away by the security there. They took me to a changing room, and then Jason showed up, and he looked really upset. But then even my boss from work showed up. Wow, you mean that Jason was so upset about how you'd been acting that he even brought your boss in to talk to you? No, it's not that at all. My boss was actually invited to Jason's wedding. I guess he knows Jason's parents or something through their business. But when they heard about what I tried to do, they said that they couldn't do business with my boss anymore. So then my boss begged them for forgiveness and told them he had no idea one of his employees was doing this. He begged them to let him keep his store. But Jason's parents refused, so now my boss is trying to sue me for damages to his store. You have to help me. What are you talking about? Of course I'm not going to help you. Especially not after you tried to ruin one of the most important days of Jason's life. You're a horrible, selfish, delusional woman. We tried to warn you over and over again, but you refused to acknowledge the reality around you. But it isn't fair. I really did think that we were together. It wasn't supposed to go like this. I hope your boss does sue you, and I hope he takes you for all you've got. Your delusions have cost people enough already. After that, I heard that Portia's old boss was able to sue her for $50,000 for damages to his business and reputation. Portia was left penniless and even had to go into debt to pay it all back. After seeing how truly upset he was by Portia's behavior, Jason's parents realized their mistake and agreed to lease him his cafe space after all. Needless to say, Portia was not welcome back there. With no job and no one in her corner, Portia ran back to live with her parents. But they were both so disappointed in her and told her they were disinheriting her. I heard that she moved back to the city and is working multiple jobs trying to pay down her debt, but as far as I'm concerned, she's no longer my problem and that's all I really care about.